Let's continue making our little teaching sock here. For this teaching sock, and we'll make two, this one starts at the cuff. And here is our cast on edge and our 4 rounds of the cuff with our bulky yarn. And you may want to make more or fewer. 4 or 5 will be plenty for our sample sock, for our teaching sock. Now we want to move to knitting the leg part. I like to make it a different color for my teaching sock so that it clearly shows me parts of the sock, and when I want to use this to teach you and others or to make a new design, it serves like a little template. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut off the color we used so far. And we will join a new color. At this time, we're going to see how to join the new color. We are not going to tie a knot. We're going to leave a long tail. When we get to the finishing skills, we will see how to secure this on the inside. For now, we join just like so, and we start knitting. This part is all knit, every round knit. You want to move carefully and slowly as you change everything to a knit stitch. And you keep these tails on the inside of your work. When we get to the video that will show some finishing techniques, we will work with these to secure them. I like to use pure wool yarn when I knit socks. You have to plan carefully, for they will felt if you don't wash them correctly. But it also means that yes, they will felt. So you might be able to design felted slippers from your knitted work. However, I really enjoy more felting with roving to make felted slippers than felting them from knitted work. But as long as your wool yarn knitted into a sock is washed and dried correctly, you will have an excellent pair of socks for a long, long time ahead. This is our first round, and now we just keep going in rounds. There will be this little gap. It might bother you, but please remember, we are not abandoning the gap. There will not be a gap at the end. We will finish the gaps and close them before the socks are washed and worn. You will do as many rounds as you want, maybe just a few for a short ankle sock, maybe a few more to have it come just above the ankles. Maybe you will have a deeper sock for your boots, or even knee-high socks or over the knees. When you start knitting from the cuff, you either have to plan a wider cuff if it's going to be a deep sock, or you have to keep in mind that this is not going to stretch as much as you want. It will stretch only so much. So you may want to try it and see where does it feel comfortable on your leg and how deep your sock shall be, and whether your design may need to be adjusted and have more or fewer stitches. For right now, let's focus on just learning the basic skills and preparing to follow one of the beginner patterns. or one of the beginner tutorials that you will find on this channel as well. This is my third round. I have just started the third round. This tail from the cast on will help you keep track of the rounds, or you can count as you go around. What can happen? What can go wrong? Let's talk about one thing that could go wrong. You might drop a stitch. Let's say I drop this stitch. If I see it right away and pick it up with my needle through and put it back up, that's a quick save. But maybe I drop it and it gets unraveled. What do I do now? If you see it and your knitting is still in your hands, you will pick up the loop that you see. You will hold the yarn that was knitted for the next row. So you will put the stitch up, hold this yarn, grab it, pull it through, and put it back on the needle. Your stitch was rescued. I am finishing the third round. I will do a few more rounds, maybe 4 or 5, before we start working on the heel. We'll end this little video right here so that you can go ahead, transition your work from the cuff to the leg, and knit as many rounds for the leg as you choose. When you're ready, the next video will wait for you to work on making the heel flap.